Hi everybody, welcome to DIY Dream Weddings. This is Kim and I'm going to show you how to create this lovely fold away wedding bouquet, and I'm just going to have a look at the technicalities and see if I am actually live on my channel now, okay, and also whether I've got any sound on here because I had some problems with, oh, there we go. Sorry, I lost the sound last time, so we had a bit of a problem with the sound, so it looks like this is actually working now. Okay, that's great. Right, okay, so what I've got here is I've got this fold down prototype. Sorry, I forgot to put on the description that this is actually going to be a prototype live. So it's for the next project that I'm going to be doing in my video tutorials. Okay, so this is something I just kind of quickly whipped up. I quickly whipped this up so you can see sort of what I was trying to aim at. Okay, so this will be a heart-shaped wedding bouquet with a frame, hopefully, which folds down and you can take with you on your wedding destination if you're maybe getting married abroad or something like that. Okay, so it's easily packable, and I've done a few like this on my traveling playlist, so if you want to have a look at that, you're welcome to. But what I'd like to show you is this Christmas one, because it's going to be very similar to this. It's not going to be Christmassy, it's just going to have the same sort of design. So my idea was to make this frame and this piece here fold down, and then we have a nice fold down handle on the back. Okay, and I think we're still going to do this inside here, so we're going to have it like a 3D thing. And it's going to fold down. It's going to fold down like this. Okay. Excuse me, I have had this cold for a while and it's really quite annoying me now. It's quite annoying me. It just is affecting my throat like anything. So halfway through this live, I'm going to make sure that the sound's still on, because I had a muted live last time for an hour, and I do apologise for that, because that meant that I couldn't put it onto public view. It'd just be a silent movie basically. Anyway, this is what I was going to say about this. This is a completed project that I did in Facebook last year for Christmas gnome wedding bouquet, and it's got your lovely etch art presents on here. And yeah, I did make a little bit of a boo-boo here, because when you turn this is all felt, by the way, and you've got your lovely craft foam in the middle here, but when you turn this over, I didn't actually put it the right way around on the back, but it still looks nice. And I won't make that mistake if I have this as a commission, I promise. So yeah, you've got your etch art, so it's made with etch art, and you've got your lovely felt bits in here, your felt snow in here, and this is all felt around the edge as well, ribbon handle there. Okay, so excuse me, that was a Facebook one. Excuse me. So with this, I'd like to make the same thing but a fold down heart for Valentine's, which would be lovely. So what I thought was, this model here is it at the top here. I've done a heart, sorry, I've done a circle, so you can do this as a circle as well, I reckon. I have only started to design this. I'd like to say thanks to Sam from Mix Up Craft, because some of this design will be quite similar to what she's done on her lovely gift cards, on her lovely birthday cards and things. She does very similar things to this, and I just thought I could use some of these sort of ideas within my design. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, so here with this frame, what I've done is I've cut out some foam and stuck it on some I think it's 300 GSM card, and I thought I'd do the same for our fold down one, and then put our lovely concertina in between. Okay, and I thought we'd do the handle the same as excuse me. So we've done a few of these fold down ones. We've done this one, so this is a video that you might want to have a look at, and I thought we might do the handle the same as this. Okay, just folds right down and you put your hand in there like that. Okay, that's another one, another travelling bouquet. And this is one of the latest ones, okay, and that folds down like that, and you can also, and it's inside a box, so you got your bride's and groom's initials on there, and I've also done some stars on the back, and this comes out just to show you a few of the designs that we've done on here, and there's a picture of this on the posts section in my channel, okay. So that's how that works, and then you would hold that like that, okay, put your hand in there like that. So that handle I thought I would do on the back of this design that I've got here today. So let me just move that over, so that would fold back in there, so move that over there. Okay, so we're going to start on this. Let me just check the sound again, make sure it's all still there. You can hear what I'm saying. Yeah, it's still there. So just checking everything, people. I hope. Let me know if you come on. Let me know how it is. Let me know how the sound is on here. That'd be lovely. And I've got some new 300 GSM here, and I was going to. This was £6.99, so it's quite expensive, but yeah. But that's for 15 sheets. Okay. So what I'd like to do is I was going to actually do a buys video as well, so I'm going to show you where I bought all these bits and pieces from. I've just started to use some of these bits, which is a bit of a cheat really. I shouldn't really have started to use them before I showed them on the video. I'm not sure whether I have actually showed this on there or not, but I bought this in a private craft shop. It was what's the place called? If you live near me, you know there's a craft shop in the town where I live, and it's called it'll come to me in a minute. Hammond and Roberts, that's it. That's where I got this from. Okay, but you'll be able to see, if I do that, you could see the make of that if you wanted to get it, and it's 300 GSM and it's 15 sheets. Okay, so I'm just going to take this out. Take this. I don't want to take all of these out. I don't like the way this is. This is actually, I want to be able to pull one piece of card out, if you know what I mean. Okay, that's it. Pull one piece out. And what I want to do is I want to do a heart the same as this, the same shape as this, and what I might do is draw around it. I could take that off actually, but this was just to show you roughly what I'm going to be doing. So I'm just going to draw around this, and what I want to do is I want to make it so that if you just come on, this is a prototype live, so I'm just seeing if this will actually work, and then we're going to do a video on the actual make of this bouquet. So we're going to do a tutorial. Well, I'm going to do a tutorial so you can make this fold down travelling wedding bouquet, which is going to be a heart shape. So I wanted to fit this heart into an A4 piece of craft foam because I don't really want it much bigger than that. So that fits in there. So that's how I've measured that heart. Okay, so I'm going to just bring this as close to the top as I can, and I'm going to draw around it because I don't want to have to freehand the heart again. So just draw around. And this isn't done with, this prototype isn't done with 300 GSM. It's a thinner card, which I actually do use most of my prototypes I do out of this because it's cheaper. So yeah, right, so that is roughly, because this pencil needs a sharpen. Okay, so let's just do that again. I just want to make sure that that is It's terrible, isn't it? I should have really have drawn around this first. That's it. I just do that. It moves. It moves. Right, okay, that's so you want 2 of those. So what I'll do is I'll cut that out and then draw around it again. I wanted to get them both on the same. Yeah, that will go on that one as well. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to cut this out. And normally I wouldn't do it straight on the 300 GSM, but if I don't, I won't know if it works or not. So let's cut this out. So doing it with the actual materials I'll use for the YouTube tutorial as well. So on this channel, I create bouquets from absolute scratch. So I make the handle and everything, and the holder and everything from absolute scratch. And the reason I do that is so that people can, so brides and grooms can have what they want for their wedding day. Okay. So my story is that sorry if you've heard this story before, but it kind of you might want to know why I'm here. So the reason why I started creating these bouquets is because I actually was encouraged by my fiance to make my own wedding bouquet, which I made a heart-shaped wedding bouquet. And I did that because I couldn't find what I wanted on the internet, and not anything as unique as I was after, in the sense as, you know, when you have an idea in your head and you look for it and you just can't find it, and you probably, if you do a bit of shopping, clothes shopping, you know what I mean. Just about to go on there. Excuse me, I'm just gonna turn that. We really want these to be the same. I've cut that in too much. I don't want to. Excuse me. I have to use another bit now. I didn't want to use another bit, but anyway, I can make this work. Anyway, I can make this work. I should move that in a bit. It doesn't fit. Okay, so yeah, if you used to go shopping, I'm going to move that right up now. If you are used to going clothes shopping or something like that, or looking on the internet for something, a bag or something you really like the idea of, and it's not there, you might know what I mean by that. I was quite disappointed because I looked on the internet, and so I'm going to cut that as near as I can to the edge of that heart. So there's lots of, see what I mean? If I'd have cut it like that, I would have got that on there. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, it's very disappointing if you can't find what you want. So I just thought, do you know what? I'll make my own, and I'm glad I did, because it's exactly what I wanted, and it's not something that most people would think was traditional, but I liked it. And the main thing is that when you have a wedding, that you have exactly what you and your husband or your partner would like. Otherwise, what's the point? Sorry, but that's how I see it. I think, why? Otherwise not. But I'm here to tell you that I actually do design these, and I can do this for you. I can design these for you for your wedding day. So if you don't want to do this for yourself, I can actually do this for you. So I'm actually setting up some things here on the internet where I'll be able to do commissions for you, and perhaps you could have exactly what you want for your wedding day without creating it yourself. But if you do want to create it yourself, then just have a look on my YouTube channel here and have a look at the other videos, and you'll see what I mean, see the sort of things I create. Do let me know if there's something you've got in mind, and I will do my best to do a video for it, or even a live where we can have a chat about what you would like. Okay, So I hope that makes sense to you. If there's anything on my channel that you are interested in buying, or you'd like me to make for you, just get in contact with me on my contact page on my website, which should be linked down here in the description. I also have a coffee profile, which you can go onto there and see all the latest updates on all the things I've made. Okay, so you're welcome to hop on there and have a look. I'm moving on to coffee at the moment. My website, I'm having problems with my website. I'm going to tell you all about this now, and I am going to be talking about this design as well. I need to tell you because I'm unable to put the technicalities right because it's a free website, so I'm having problems with that. So I'm moving on to coffee instead, which is more interactive, and I think it's better for me on there, and hopefully better for you as well. So and there I'll be setting up a shop, a commission shop, where I'll be doing made to order bouquets, and you'll be able to choose what colours you'd like, and even perhaps which materials you like for these designs for your wedding day. Okay, so yeah, contact me on my website if you're interested, and I will get back to you ASAP. Okay, so let me know if you've got any questions on this live. I'm happy to answer them as best as that I can. It's only me doing this, all these little bits and pieces on the channels, so do bear with me. Okay, so with this, I'm going to do a concertina. I also need to do the reason I've got this foam is because I wanted to do a heart-shaped foam frame. Yeah, that just about fits in there. Goodness me, I thought that wasn't going to fit then. I would like a bit more space on there really, but that's okay. When we actually do the actual thing for the tutorial, perhaps I'll do this a bit smaller. Okay, let me just measure this so I can remember what the measurement is. So that is 24 across, which is fine. It's just the height. I'd like to bring that in a bit, and that's 17. They're about 17 and a half on the depth there. Okay, and this bit's 17 in here. So if I write that down somewhere, sorry I'm faffing about, people, but this is how it's going to be on these lives. I'm sorry if it's too faffy for you, but you can have a look at the video when it's done if it is. Okay, so I'm just going to put these down so that I like to keep all my measurements, and I measure in centimetres diameter, because when I make my videos, what I actually do is 0.5 centimetres I put all the measurements on my tutorials in my blog, and I actually connect it to the description box at the bottom of the video. So it's good to keep these for me as well, so that's why I do it. So I'm thinking, while I've got this heart in position, let's just draw around it, and then what we'll do is we'll do the little springy bit in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to draw around this. Sorry, this is a wooden skewer, by the way, and this is pink craft foam, and I bought this in Hobbycraft, and I think if you have a look at my buys videos, it will tell you all the details about where I got this from. This is Hobbycraft, and it was in a bundle, and I couldn't tell you off the top of my head how much it was, but if you wanted to see where I got it and the details on that, you can have a look at my buys playlist. Okay, so just going to cut this out. I thought we'd do it with this pink. Part of the reason why, yeah, it's a Valentine's-y colour, and also I've got lots of this. I've got probably about 6 sheets of this foam, which is quite nice. So I bought this last year around Christmas time, I think. Right, okay, so that is that. And what I thought was, I'm going to have to cut a frame in this as well, but I just thought, now I've cut that out, I could just show you that you don't have to have a frame. You could just have, you could have it flat like the one I just showed you, the round, like the round one I just showed you. So you could have it flat, okay, like this, and just have it as a heart shape. But I'm going to do it a bit more complex than that. I like a bit of a challenge. I don't know if you do, but I really do like a bit of a, let me know if you like a bit of a challenge. Right, okay, so now I thought with these, I've actually stuck them on a bit too far in because we want to have our frame here, okay. So what I thought was we might need to make these a little bit shorter. I had a piece that I'd cut off the end. I think I'll be able to find it. I had it, oh, there's a little bit here. So perhaps, and that's the same length actually. So if we do that, if we stick that right near there, near the end there, yeah, we need to cut that a bit shorter. So this piece that I cut out for here, this is the length I cut off of here, off of one of these, okay. So this is concertina, so we're going to make one of these, and I'm going to make it shorter because I want it further out on my heart. So these were 11 centimeters long, okay. So I'm thinking let's just try let's try, so you want that quite a long way out. Just measure that in a little bit. So yeah, this is all a little bit slapdash. Things are slapdash when I first start designing them, okay. Should we cut that to 8? So if that's where 8 is going to be, that might actually work. But what we want to do is let's draw, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll draw our frame on because we'll be able to see where we want that then. Let's just have a look at the thickness of that frame. Is quite wide on the other one. Doesn't have to be that wide. But I think the other one's about 3 centimeters wide. But we don't have to bring it in quite as wide as that. Let's do it at, should we do it at 2 or 1.5? Let's do 1.5. Because, excuse me, because we want to make sure that we've got something in the middle here. So roughly 1.5 all the way round. I say roughly, yeah, roughly 1.5 all the way round. I'm sort of measuring it. And I'm just sketching it round. What you could do, I haven't done this, but what you could do is you could do a smaller heart for your template for the inside, and then you could use that for your frame. Okay, so you could do like a smaller heart. Okay, this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm hoping, because the thing is I'm going to need a template for this. So that's why I said maybe I should have done it freehand first, but hey. Right, okay, so I can still do it on another piece of paper, and then I can use it for the frame. You could tell that this is the first time I've done this, but that's what it's all about on this live. It really is. It's all about that. Yeah, okay, so if that's 1.5, that's going to be pretty thin, okay. But okay, so we're going to have to bring it in more because you're going to see this otherwise, and I can't make it any thinner, so it's going to have to come in. Oh, it's going to have to come in a bit more. So let's just, where is that? I haven't cut this down, have I? Should we cut that down and just, I'm just going to cut it down like that with some scissors. Okay. I'm going to bring that in a bit more. You really have got to laugh, because actually let's just mark how far in we want that, because I think if it's thin, I don't know if it's going to work if it's any shorter than that. I don't know. Any ideas? I don't want to make it too thin in case it doesn't. In case it doesn't quite. So that's your width. You want to put it on. We want to put it on like that. So our width is 3 centimeters. So we 3.5. Okay, that's quite wide, isn't it? Okay, so let's mark that there. So that's where we want that to come in here, like this. So it's quite a wide frame. If you're not doing a frame, your bouquet is done now. If you're not doing a frame. Oh dear. Okay, so that, see, that will go in like that. I don't really want my frame any wider than that. So I'm not giving myself much leeway around the edge here, but and then we do the same the other side. Okay, so we could bring that up further. So we'll bring that up a little bit further so we've got a bit more room. Yeah, it's 3.5 from the edge. Okay, so I'm just gonna so sorry about this. Yeah, so we're just sketching this round to see how this works. It actually doesn't even have to be all the way around 3.5. We could just bring it in as we get to the bottom. We could bring that in as we get to the bottom. Okay. I'm running out of space here, and you wouldn't believe I've got a big massive desk here, but so it was going to rub out, something was going to rub out down here, wasn't it? So you can, it doesn't have to be, when you get down here, I think we'll be all right, because we just want to hide these around the edge here. We want them to be straight. So bring that in a little bit there. So that is, yeah, it's about 3.5 from the edge there. So I'm going to just rub that a little bit out there. So then in that case, what we want is, this isn't going to be very big, this heart. Most of it's going to be 16. 16.5. Oh, about 17 at the nearest diameter. About 17. Right, so that will go there, and it will also go there as well. So we're gonna just see if we can try and work out roughly where these would go. Maybe a bit lower than that, perhaps a little bit lower. Okay. So about there, and then about there. We could even cut these a bit shorter. I might take a little bit more off of that. Just take a little bit more off, just to give us. I like to have a lot of leeway for error. I like to have a lot of leeway for error, yeah. Because if you cut that in a bit, you're going to lose. You're going to have to cut that even shorter. Okay, so that is where your that's where that will come. And that one, yeah. Okay, this one, yeah, just turn it around. I just want to mark this off. Probably, knowing me, I will just be like, knowing me, I'll probably do all this and I'll still do it wonky, but I just thought I'd just see. Okay, so that's where that would be like that. Right, so we don't really need this middle one, because our frame is going to come in quite a long way. You see what I mean? Spread that out. I don't know what the time is. What's the time? 12:24. So we haven't been on here that long. It feels like we have, but we haven't really been on here that long at all. Right, okay, so not in a bad way. It's just, I wanted to just, so this is what I do when I'm actually off camera. So, I mean, perhaps you prefer not to see this. Perhaps you prefer to see more of a completed make. I don't know, maybe. Right, so that is roughly where those bits will come. I want to, obviously, I'm going to move that. I'd like that to be a bit more equal. It doesn't really matter too much because you're going to decorate all this bit anyway. But what I wanted to do, like I said, is put a frame which is going to be made of this craft foam on the top. So I'm going to cut the middle of this out. Okay, we're going to put this piece here was 3.5 from the edge, and that is 16.7, sorry, 16.5 by 11.5. 16.5 diameter. Okay, so trying to think ahead a bit here. So we want to do our springy bits. So should we do those next? Let's do them next. Okay, so I'd like at least 4. One, two, three, 4, 5. 1, 3 or 4. Let's just count the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I want at least 7 folds on the heart, on that, on this. So I want 7 of these folds on here. We're going to do it the same as the other one. And this is 6. Oh, it's almost exactly 6 centimeters. So that works. So let's do that. So let's do, I've got a piece of paper here. Sorry, a piece of 300 GSM, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it with my scoreboard rather than measuring it and drawing it. And I'm going to do, I said that was 6, and then this way we want to do at least, was it 7 lines? At least 7 folds. So if I just hold this here, you see what I mean? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 folds on that. Okay. So if we just draw out 6 that way. Yeah, isn't it? 6 that. Sorry. That's it. I've got this cold and it's kind of making me my brain more foggy than normal. So do bear with me with this. actually what I'm going to do is just cut this. I'm going to cut this piece off. I was going to put the heart on, but we don't need another heart at the moment. We do need one for the frame, but so 6 by however many it is, so we can get that 7 along here. So I'm going to get 7 in there. That'd be enough. So if we just cut that, it's lovely when you've got the tools. And actually, I've ordered something brand new, which I'll be showing you soon, and it's going to be really nice. That needs to be straighter. Actually, let's just cut that a little bit straighter. I'm terrible with straight lines, absolutely terrible, which is why I said I'm going to do it on my scoreboard. Right, okay, so we want, or did I say 7? So each fold is 2 centimetres from the next one. So we do 2, 4, 6, 8. How many did I say? 7, didn't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so there. Right, so I'm going to do the other side as well, because this is 300 GSM, and it can take a bit to fold it down. Okay, and actually I'm thinking that I'll probably want to cover this with something as well. So and I've got some lovely patterned card as well that I could show you. It is going to go on the buyer's video, it is. Okay, so that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, exactly the same as the other piece. We might need to cut it down a bit, but we need 2 of these really. So we're going to just fold these, fold this inwards. Actually, we should do 2. Just want to see before I cut the other one if this is going to work. So we've got our parts, and we've got I keep going that the wrong way. That way, I meant. And we're going to just, what we're going to do is, so that will go under there like that. Okay, oh yeah, that's going to work, isn't it? That is really good. I like that. Okay, so we'll do another one. I'm writing these measurements down. So I'm trying to write these measurements down as I go. So we've got, can you remember what the length was? What was the length? 14. 14 centimeters times 6 centimeters, and then we've got 7 folds. Oh, okay, 6 folds. But we did 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6 score lines. And we're going to do them 2 centimeters apart. Okay, so that's that. And we want 2 of those, so I'm just going to times 2. Right. Right, so I don't normally do this on my, but I did score, I'm sure I scored 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we do 6. Right, so we're going to do another one of those. Let's get the scoreboard back. Right, so we're going to do 6. I have to keep measuring just to make sure I'm doing this right, because my brain's so foggy at the moment. So 6, by, what was that? What was this? 14 by 14. My mind is just so rubbish. I can't remember what's what. So that's okay. So we just cut that. Like that. So we just need 2 of those. This might change. The measurements might change when I do my tutorial. I'm just going to check if the sound's still on. Let me know if there's any problems with sound or anything. Just going to check if the sound's still on. Let me know. Right, okay, still on. Right, so we've got 6 by, what is it? 14. It's 14, Kim. Just have to keep remeasuring it. 14 centimetres, okay. So there we go. So cut that end piece off. And then we just do 2 centimetres all the way along. Like that. Okay. This is too laborious for you. Like I said, you can just have a look at the video when I've done it instead. So then I'm going to just turn that over and do the same on the other side. And this is, like I said, this is just so that I know what I'm doing for the video. That's why I'm doing this, so I know what I'm doing for this tutorial video. Okay, so if I just hold that there, that's the same length as that, which is great. And we just want to fold that the same as that one. So we just fold that the same as this one. I'm hoping this will work. I'm really hoping it will. Fingers crossed that this works. Okay, so we're going to have our, have them facing the right way if we can, and sticking them down on the heart. So, but before we stick these down, what we want to do is we want to put our frame on. I'm going to put our so I'm just cutting these up so that I can put them. I've got a little basket here what I use for my rubbish. Okay, so if you just come on, this is a prototype of a fold down heart-shaped wedding bouquet, which is going to have a frame on it. Okay, so we're gonna, and then we're going to have our little bits and pieces inside here. So this is going to be tricky, but what I might do is cut this middle piece out and then draw around it, okay, onto this, and that will give us our frame. Okay, you could do it a different way if I'm just having a look for my compass, which I don't use for, sorry about the noise, I don't use this compass for drawing circles anymore. I do it for just for making holes in my cardboard. Okay, so right, okay, so I don't know, I might be able to cut that out with a knife or with scissors. I'm not sure if to do that with a knife actually, but what I do normally is I will cut across, okay, just to start me off, so it's easy to get my scissors in there. But what I'd like to do really is, I don't really want to break this heart up. Perhaps we should do, rather than go from the middle, perhaps we should go from the edge instead, just so we can get the shape of this heart. So yeah, just get something. Just going to cut that. I normally go from the middle, but I want this, actually I might do it, let's do it with a knife, because I want to keep the shape of that. So my cutting mat. Let's see if we can do this with a knife. Okay, I don't really like working with knives on live, but so I'm going to just bring this round. Okay, and the way I see, oh there we go, it's quite sharp that, so that's quite nice. But if it's not, you haven't got a sharp knife, the best way to do it is just to do a little bit at a time. This is a very sharp knife, so we're okay with this. And then just bring that round. See what I mean? That's coming through really well. Okay. When I get my new tool, oh my god, it's going to be so much easier. But so I'm going to, and from the family, and I've oh gosh, wait a minute, let me just finish this first. Let's concentrate on the cutting, Kim. Right, okay, just bring that all the way round. Okay, there we are. So that is cut all the way through. There we go. Then we can use that as our template for our frame. Okay, so I'm just gonna just put that knife away. Right, so this is a template for our frame. Okay. Hello there. I can't translate what you're saying, but I hope you like what you're seeing. Thank you for leaving a comment. I hope you can understand me because I'm speaking a different language to you, so I hope you can. Right, so now what we want to do is we want to use this template for our heart, which we're going to stick on the top of here. So this is okay because with this foam it's double-sided, so you don't have to worry too much what side you're going to do your heart on. If you've got a piece of foam or a piece of card which has got one side decorated, that's when you've got to really twist your mind around to which way around you should put this on the frame. So I'm going to just draw around this because with a wooden skewer, this is your pink craft foam. Okay. And oh, this moved. These things always move when I'm drawing around them. I'm hoping that this will be all right. And actually, sometimes what I'll do, if I'm not sure, is I'll bring that a little bit wider than the frame, and then I can trim it down. To be honest with you, we haven't got much lee room for errors at the moment, so that will basically be the frame for our heart. I'm going to bring my compass back, and I've cut that out. I've got that. I can use that for my tutorial videos. I'm going to do it the same size, so that's quite handy. Okay, so just cut this out. So I'm going to do what I did before, and I'm going to cut like that. And if you do that, then it helps you to cut a circle, and then you can cut around your frame. Okay, so we're going to cut this out. I know you're probably thinking, why is you not doing it with a knife? I've never actually, to be honest with you, I've never actually cut craft foam with a knife. I've never done that. Probably easier. But what I was going to say to you is I had some Christmas money from the family, and I've invested in a die cutting machine, which is going to be really fun for me because not only do I create bouquets, but I also create cards, greeting cards for Christmas. sometimes for birthdays and special occasions, and I think that would be lovely to have that. So I just got it while I could afford it, if you know what I mean. You know what it's like when you can't afford something and then suddenly you've got the money and you're like, oh, I've got to do it, I have to do it. Right, okay, so that's going to go on there. Okay, then we're going to have our springy bits in between. Oh my god, this is working. Let's not get excited yet because we haven't quite got these bits on here. So really measuring is the trick, people. Measuring is the trick. Right, that is going to work. I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to glue these on roughly where I've put those pencil marks. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I've got to remember though that I'm not sure if that's the same one. Is that the same one? So cut out. Is that one? Yeah. I just need to make sure I stick them on. They need to be the same way round as one another when I stick them on. Inwards. That needs to be facing inwards as well. I think that's how it needs to be. I'm sorry about I can see there's a lagging on here. Okay. I'm sorry about that. Let's slow down a little bit. Slow down a little bit. Okay. I'll only put this live on if it's good quality, people. Okay, so that's the only, I'll only put it on if it's so what I want to do here is just, well, I can see how wide it is. I can see where that's going to go on there. So I might actually mark it on the back as well, just to make sure it's equal on the back. Okay, so if I just draw, okay, and then if I just see, that's too high. I don't want it that high. I'm going to further down. So really what you want to do is you want to put this at the thicker part of your frame, okay, so that you don't see it. You don't want to see your mechanics. So if I just place that where I want that to be, like that. And what I can do, if I can move all this stuff over, is I could just draw. That's where I want that to be. Okay, so if I just draw a line there, a line there, okay. So if I do that the other side as well, that should be, yeah, that goes in, that sits in there quite nicely. Okay, and so does that. So it's just getting all this right. And actually now I'm thinking I will need to use this as a template, won't I? So what I'm going to do is excuse me for doing this, I'm prepping for the video, so I'm going to draw around this so I can use it for my YouTube video. Okay, so this is also prepping for my YouTube video. So I've got this. Okay, so that is that. So I don't need to cut that out now. I'll cut that out later on. Okay, so I could probably use that template. Right, I can use this for both templates actually. Does that make sense? It does, doesn't it? Whole heart, and you've got this one as well. I think we could use both. we could use both for the, I don't know if I might, should I draw another one out? I don't know if I need to. I'm just thinking if I stick that together I won't have a copy of it. But I think that's the same as that, the inside of that, so that's fine, that's fine. Right. So now we want to just stick these on here. So I'm going to stick them facing the same way. Okay, I'm going to use, where is that? I want to throw that away, there's nothing in that. I'm going to use my Pritt stick, and I wouldn't use this for it's just for the prototype that I'm doing this. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue on this. It just makes it easy to move around and stuff, so I'm going to just stick that as close to the middle as I can on there against that line, because that line is pretty straight. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other one the same. So we'll put some glue on here, and then we need that one to be facing outwards, so we'll just stick that. You just, the thing with this is you just don't want to see the edge of this. You don't want to see any of this mechanism. Okay, you don't want to see that. We could even make that shorter if we wanted to, but right, so then actually, and I didn't do this and I should have done it, I should have stuck it on here as well. This is really the tricky bit, is actually trying to line this up, and I'm not sure how we can do that without, so it needs to go on that way. Sorry, it's a bit quiet. So I'm going to do it like this. It's probably, as I do this, I'll start to know what the best way is of doing this. Okay, so just basically going to line that up. And stick that down. Oh, wow, it works. Oh my god, it works. Oh wow, okay, that's what I wanted. Can you see how that folds down? Okay, this is a fold down wedding bouquet prototype, everyone. Making this so you can fold it down, take it on your wedding destination with you. Okay, so that is, oh, wow, I was just seeing if the materials work on this, and then you would just stick that on top. And actually I'm wondering whether perhaps you would need, perhaps we need a thicker piece of card in there, but that's the idea. Okay, now I know how this works. I will most probably put some thicker card in there. This is 300 GSM, people, so perhaps you could even double layer the GSM, and that might work. I'll let you know in the tutorial what I decide to do with that, but that is as far as we're going to go with that. I'm really quite pleased that I managed to do that within an hour. I really am. So look at that, that's really good. So we could cut out, should we cut out another heart and just see how that strengthens that out? So I'm going to cut this, I'm going to cut this heart out because we've got a little bit of time. Okay, I'm going to stick that on the top and see how that works. Otherwise, what we might need to do is we could perhaps use some cardboard from a cardboard box or something. But I like this card. The reason why I like this card is because it's white and you can't really see it very well. and we don't really want a ribbon around this, okay, because it's just going to give it more weight. We don't want too much weight on this bouquet. We really don't. And this is a funny, actually I'm wondering, no, we can't do that because it's a frame. We can't put a spring in the middle, but if it wasn't a frame, we could perhaps put a spring in the middle here. That might work. Just one moment. I need to draw around this again. Onto something. Use this bit. Sorry, I've got a bit quiet. Hold on. I'm just thinking, do I really want to use my nice card for my templates? Not really. Not really. So let's just use this. Just for my, I just want to do this for my template. So I'm just draw around this again, so I've got this. Yeah, just trying to keep all of this. The reason I'm doing this is so I've got it for my video when I do it, okay? That's the only reason why I'm doing it. But I think that's going to work. I really do. I think that's going to... work. So I'm just going to... I just want to test out the strength of this. Yeah, I did it the other way before. So I'm going to cut this out again with a knife. And then I'll be off. I will. Right, okay, so just going to cut this out. Yeah. The thing with a die cutting machine is I am looking forward to having it, but you have to have dies. What I really like is you can do it. You can do your own shapes and your own style and everything. But part of the reason why I got it is because when I'm cutting flowers and things, it will be a lot easier and a lot quicker. A lot quicker for me to cut things out, if you know what I mean. So that's part of the reason why I got it as well, because you can cut things in multiples. So let me know, do you have a die cutting machine yourself? I've got so I ordered a Big Shot Plus because I've been watching craft videos for a while now, and that looks like the best one for me because I want to be doing cutting out different materials and stuff. So yeah, so let's bring this back and let's just see what the weight is like on the... Actually, that's better. So we're gonna let's glue that on there. Because of the shape of this heart, it's kind of weaker in the middle, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to put some Pritt stick on this. And no, I wouldn't normally use it for... What I'd normally use on this would be either hot glue or double-sided. Okay, that's what I would use on the final product. Okay, because this is not... I don't think Pritt stick... You might think so, but I don't think Pritt stick sticks very well for something like this. So I'm just going to push that down like that. Okay. Wow, that is better. So yeah, we'll need 2 pieces of that, and then we're going to have to put our. I'm a little bit worried about what to put on there because I want to decorate that as well. I might even replace it with something like this. It's just like a piece of card from a cardboard box. The only reason why I don't want to do that is because I don't want to see it, and I'll be tempted to ribbon it if I do that. So it's the weight that's a little bit of a tricky one there. We could put some more, actually what we could do, I'm not going to do this now because I've been on here too long, but we could put some smaller, let's just cut that a bit. We could put some smaller springy bits under here and that might hold it up. Actually that would work. Perhaps we'll do that. But that is lovely. I'm so glad that I did that because it means now I know what I'm going to do for the next project. And in here we're going to have some features like this one. So if I bring that over, you can see this is the one we did on Facebook, and this doesn't fold down, but I'm trying to make it fold down, and I'm doing a Valentine's one. Okay, so you can see that that folds down now, and you just have these little features and the things in the middle here. Okay, so that's as far as we've got with that, and do let me know what you thought about this live. I know there's been a little bit of technical difficulties on here with sound and stuff, and I'm going to double check again with the sound. Let me know if the sound's okay. Yeah, sounds all right. Okay, so gosh, actually I feel quite excited about this, but I'm not one of those people who screams and shouts when I'm excited. I just go, oh, I'm quite pleasantly excited about this. So anyway, thanks for watching if you did, and I will be back. I'll be back next Wednesday. I always do a live every Wednesday at 12. Okay, and yeah, and don't forget you can support me on Coffee, so you can have a look on Coffee and maybe you can support me on there. Have a look at the updates on there. Also have a little donation thing where you can donate to this channel, maybe give me a little bit of money towards the next project, and when we get to £10 I will show you the materials that we will have I will have bought on a live or on a video on this channel. So there's that, and also if you're interested in anything, all of the links are down in the description. Okay, and it's very difficult to tell you everything, but if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. And there's always updates in the post section on this channel. So this is Kim from DIY Dream Weddings UK, over and out. See you next time. Have a lovely week, everybody. Bye bye for now. If I can finish this, there we are.